Hi folks, Dave, the Honest Audiophile. This is the Harmonicdyne Zeus Elite, and these are my Honest Audiophile impressions. I want to thank Linsoul Audio for providing the Harmonicdyne Zeus Elite for a review. To greatly appreciate it, Linsoul Audio, you rock. Alright, so the Harmonicdyne Zeus Elite, this will set you back $380 from your bank account. It is a open back headphone, and it has 50mm dynamic drivers, 32 ohms of impedance, 105 decibels of sensitivity, a frequency response range of 10 Hz to 70 kHz. It weighs 360 grams, and it has zebra wood cups and suede and leather pads. The Harmonicdyne Zeus Elite comes in this rather large box. Get a picture here on the front, some specs and information on the back. You slide off that little cardboard sleeve and you get a glass case. Very interesting choice. Harmonicdyne has done this with some others. And then when you open it up, it just opens like a briefcase. And you get a couple of accessories. Nothing too special with the Zeus Elite. You get one cable, and you get two cable, and you get two of these leather cable management doohickeys. Both cables are balanced. One terminates into XLR, and the other terminates into 4.4. Both cables look alike, both cables feel the same, and both cables sound the same. So they terminate into the headphone with 3.5s. You do have rather large connectors. They are labeled L and R for left and right. You have a rather large split, and this cable is nice and thick. And then you get your big chunky connectors. I don't mind this cable. It feels premium. It looks very nice. It feels durable. It's a little bit on the heavy side, but not too bad. And it's very well controlled. So overall, it's a nice cable. Do kind of wish, though, that Harmonicdyne had provided a single-ended cable instead of two balanced cables. Or that they had provided some sort of adapter. Something like this where it would connect in with a XLR to a 1/4 inch or something like that. But it is what it is. Alright, so the headphones. Very similar build to most Harmonicdyne headphones, especially their more recent stuff from like the Athena. So you get this nice big cushy headband here. You have a plastic yoke system, but it feels pretty durable. Not super heavy at 360 grams. Headband has plenty of cushion to it. You have these very nice looking zebra wood cups. There's your 3.5 input. And then there's your grill here on the back side. Or on the outside, I should say. Overall, it's not a bad looking headphone. It doesn't feel super premium, but it doesn't feel bad either. It's got this nice sliding system, and it does stay in place when you get it into the position that you want. And then you just pop them on your head, and they have very comfortable clamp force. There's not too much, not enough. This is like perfect. They just kind of sit on my head and disappear. And 360 grams, not the lightest headphone out there, but it's not heavy by any means. And I can wear these for a couple hours at a time. The pads, because they are suede and leather, do get a little bit hot, especially when you have hot days like we have had here in the Midwest of the United States as of late. The ears do get a little bit warm, and I've had to take more frequent breaks than other days that are cooler. Speaking of the pads, they are rather large. They have a more rectangular design to them. Suede on the outside, and then you have leather that's perforated on the inside. And they are extremely comfortable. You get plenty of cush, and they're rather large. They fit all the way over my head, and my ears, and I have no issues with comfort, as I said So the Harmonicdyne Zeus Elite, they're rather easy to drive. 32 ohms, 105 decibels of sensitivity. I find that dongles will push them depending on the dongle. You do have to have a little bit of power in order to drive them off of a dongle. But DAPs, I had no problems whatsoever, and desktop, that was a breeze. And I rarely ever got past about 9 a.m. on the dial. So they were very, very easy to drive. How do they sound? So the Harmonicdyne Zeus Elite have a sound signature that is very pleasurable, and it has a bass that was kind of surprising for an open back. I was rather impressed with the bass of the Zeus Elite. It extends nicely into the sub bass, and you get some nice rumble and grumble there, but it's not an overpowering, dominant, super forceful sub bass, but you definitely can hear it. Something that sometimes is missing in open backs. With the Zeus Elite, the sub bass is there. And then you have mid bass that is more prominent and upper bass that is somewhat prominent. And with the mid bass and upper bass, you get this nice punch and slam and a little bit of kick, and it'll keep the toes tapping and the arms flailing as an air drummer. And overall, it has nice tonality to it. Things sound accurate and true, and you have nice details and nice resolution. You're not going to miss anything with the bass, and it keeps up on busier tracks. And overall, it's just a fun and engaging bass with a nice natural tone to it. And the mids get a little bit of bleed from the upper bass, and it adds a little bit of fullness and a little bit of warmth to the mids and fills out the note weight just a little bit. And then going through the mids, as you get to the upper mids, around 2 to 4K, there's a little bit of a rise, and it can be just a little bit forward there. And at times you can get a little bit of sibilance and a little bit of brightness, but for the most part, it's a pretty well-controlled mid on the Zeus Elite. Now, I find that they have a nice tonality to them. You get this nice little warmth to them, have nice note weight, and overall, it's just a very pleasurable and engaging note, weight, and presentation. It just sounds naturalish, and I really do enjoy it. As you get into the uppers, where they are slightly elevated, on some tracks it can sound a little bit unnatural, and it can just kind of catch you off guard a little bit with that sibilance and a little bit too much elevation. But for the most part, very well done in the mids. Detail retrieval is good, just like the bass. You're not going to miss anything. And then resolution is excellent as well. Going into the treble, the lower treble is a little bit elevated, just like those mids are, and you get a little bit extra sizzle and energy and sparkle every now and then, and you can get some hotness randomly. But for the most part, it's pretty well controlled. And then the rest of the treble is kind of extended out nicely and airy, but it kind of takes a little softer approach to things. And it doesn't go into mellow mode, but you're kind of in between high energy sparkle and mellow. It's kind of whatever that you call that in between. I couldn't come up with a word with it. But at times I wish that there was a little bit more sparkle and energy, and then at other times I kind of was okay with it. So it's an all right extension into the treble. Detail retrieval is good. Resolution is good as well. Just like the mids and the bass, you're not going to miss anything. And then tone and timbre is very good, except for that lower treble can be just a little bit much in the upper mids, lower treble region. But overall, I really do like the sound of the Zeus Elite. Soundstage is very pleasurable. It has a good sense of space as far as width. You're going to know what size the venue is. But at the same time, it's also going to kind of give you this intimate feeling. It's going to kind of put you in the area, it's going to put you in the room. And it's not stuffy. It's not like closing in, but it's kind of like if you cuddle with somebody. Some people know how to cuddle and make it feel comfortable, and you just feel relaxed and you're just glad to be cuddling. But then there's the others that can't really cuddle properly. They get a little too close And it feels like they're taking your space away. They're sucking your air. And at times, the Zeus Elite kind of feels that way when it comes to the width of the sound. There's moments of, I wish there was a little bit more. And then others, it's like, this is good. It's not great, but this is good. This is comfortable. The depth of the Zeus Elite is really good. I like the depth of the Zeus Elite. You can read into a stage very well, and you can really diagnose the different rows of sound. Space is all right, as I mentioned. At times you wish that there was just a little bit more. And then imaging. Things track across the stage very well with the Zeus Elite. It does a good job of following things and placing things. You can go, it's right there, it's right there. It's not the most pinpoint, precise, laser point perfect, but it's pretty darn near close. It's gonna be, you're gonna be like, oh, that's right in that area. And then tone and timbre. Tone and timbre is actually really good with the Zeus Elite. I find it to be pretty much close to natural, except for in that upper mids, lower treble region. At times it can be just a little bit too elevated and can sound a little off. But for the most part, it's a very natural sounding headphone. And then detail retrieval and resolution throughout is very good. I was rather impressed with the abilities of pulling details and resolving them very well. So I like the Zeus Elite. How does it compare to the Sivga Luan? Now, the Sivga Luan is going to be more neutral leaning. Doesn't quite have as much note weight as the Zeus Elite does. And it doesn't extend as well into the sub-bass region. But it does have a little bit better sense of air and space. And it is slightly more sparkly and energetic in the mids and in the treble. I do find that at times the Luan can be a little bit more aggressive and forward in its presentation than the Zeus Elite. The soundstage is a little bit more accurate sounding on the Luan. It sounds more spacious and accurate and true to width. It doesn't always have that kind of cuddled closeness feeling to it. So if you're looking for sound that is more neutral leaning and a little bit more analytical, I would go with the Luan. If you're looking for something that's a little more fun and a little bit more warm and just a little more cozy, I would go with the Zeus Elite. I really like the Zeus Elite, and I think it's a fantastic headphone. Very well built, extremely comfortable, looks cool. I like the Zeus Elite. It's been Dave, the Honest Audiophile. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. Speaking of next video, somewhere on screen, subscription links and notification bells. If you haven't already, please check those off. Don't forget to give a thumbs up or a thumbs down to the video, and check out all the links down below. There's all kinds of information down there regarding how you can contact the channel, follow the channel, support the channel. All that kind of stuff is down below. Speaking of supporting the channel, I want to thank all my supporters through Patreon and YouTube memberships. Thank you very much for all that you provide to the channel. It is much appreciated. This channel couldn't go on without the support that I get through you all, and I do greatly appreciate you taking monies out of your personal funds to give to the channel. It is much appreciated. If you're interested in supporting the channel, there's all kinds of ways that you can do it. One-time gifts through PayPal, Venmo, and monthly subscriptions through Patreon and YouTube memberships. If you do subscribe to one of the monthly subscriptions, you also can choose a tier that gives you access to my private Discord servers and all kinds of other benefits. So check out the link down below for that if you're interested. And by the way, all the funds that are provided to the channel go back into the channel to help do more videos and all that kind of stuff. So don't forget to check out all the links down below, and don't forget to enjoy the music, and that honesty is the best policy.